This is so sick and fucking twisted! Sick and twisted!
Light work, no reaction.
Light work, no reaction.
Ooh. Okay, it's got a little kick. Oh.
This is so sick and fucking twisted! Sick and twisted! This is so sick and fucking twisted! Sick and twisted! This is so sick and fucking twisted! Sick and twisted!
And admit you're in danger.
Who are you talking to right now?
Let's change the subject!
What is it like for people who don't experience hyperfixations? Because mine switched randomly, like a month ago, to Shadow the Hedgehog. I have not thought about that emo bitch since I was 10 years old, and all of a sudden, I'm losing days, weeks, hours to reading novels, lengths, fanfictions for alternate endings to Sonic Adventure 2. I have looked everywhere and bought every single game that Shadow the Hedgehog is mentioned in or is a main character of. I've started working out so that way I can personally box Real Shadow Fan 01. And like I have a life to live. I have a job, I have a child, I have a partner, and yet my brain is consumed with Shadow the Hedgehog.
Do you think I fuck around?
Oh my god, you gotta be shitting me.
So I haven't been able to get the Grimace shake because I don't have a car. But do you know what I do have? We've got the absolute masterpiece that is Regulus Black gets a job making Grimace's birthday milkshakes at McDonald's.
I think I know more about American Girl than you do.
You never listen to any American Girls.
All right. I am done with Taylor Swift. Yup.
This is so sick and fucking twisted! Sick and twisted!
Yeah, I don't get it. You're talking about Strikehor, but he's not here. Are you fucking...
Christian is pregnant. That's what I'm saying. I get that. But in what world would Blueface really be putting his hands on the bitch?
Two trailer park girls go round the outside, round the outside, round the outside.
An incorrect feeling.
I sometimes have a feeling I can do crystal meth, but then I think, better not.
Yeah.
Throwing up?
Please, like, he's my friend.
Watch them run. They will tear each other into pieces. Jesus Christ, this will be fun. Da, 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 da.
This is so sick and fucking twisted! Sick and twisted!
Now I'm panicking. Don't panic. No, I am, because I'm gonna lose my job. What's you panicking?
You guys, fanfic is wild. Like, I have been reading it for a while now, but it still blows my mind. The gems that you can find in those servers. Like, last night I read a fanfic from a fandom that I never thought that I would read. of a ship that I never thought that I would read, but it ended up being the best thing I read this entire week. It itched something in my brain that I didn't even think needed itching, and now I can't stop thinking about it. I am gonna take that ship to my grave, though. I am never disclosing it to anybody. I personally don't even think that I could say it out loud, but it's what you find in those AO3 servers, like, it's kind of crazy.
I think I am never going to read fanfiction again, or I'm just gonna have to move, because I was just in the Starbucks line. I was getting my silly little treat because, you know, I need it to go on. And the line was moving super slow because for some reason there was a bunch of teenagers in front of some of the cars. There was like a fight between a barista and these kids. Anyways, not the point. So I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do some light reading. So I'm like reading through my little fanfiction. I pull up, it's my turn, and I go and I change my apps to get to my Starbucks app because I use my phone to pay. But what I didn't realize is that I had not actually changed apps, and I was still on my fan fiction that I had been reading in line, and I was like a solid 2 or 3 paragraphs past the point where they realized, oh, there's one bed and maybe all this hatred we have for each other is just secret passion. And I can't even like put into words the look on this barista's face where she was just confused and staring at my phone, and it took her like a solid 5-6 seconds before she was like, ma'am, this is not the app, so I'm going to drive off a bridge.
Oh, I ain't gonna lie, I'm ready for this.
This is so sick and fucking twisted! Sick and twisted! Oh, that was crazy. I've never actually experienced that sort of atmosphere again before. It's absolutely electric.
And wait a second, wait.
Whoever you are, thank you.
You want to do something fun? You want to go to Taco Bell?
I can't go to Taco Bell. I'm on an all-carb diet. God, Karen, you are so stupid.
Just like my son. I am? That's so silly. Imagine that.
I feel like a lot of fandoms just have better fanfic than other fandoms. There are a lot of fandoms that are large fandoms. They have a lot of fanfic, but the average quality I feel like is super mid. Meanwhile, there are a lot of small fandoms where I feel like everything is just gold. Like I can't click on anything wrong. Like Naruto. Naruto is such a large fandom. I feel like it should have such good fanfiction, and it simply doesn't. Not, of course, to say that there are no good Naruto fanfictions, but the average quality. Meanwhile, other fandoms of similar comparable size, such as Yuri on Ice and Bungo Stray Dogs, have fantastic averages. Obviously, there's literally no way for me to quantify this, but I just know that it's true. Likewise, there are small fandoms, like the case study of Vanitas fandom, that I feel like should have really good fanfiction, but they don't. But similarly sized, or only slightly larger fandoms, like Durarara, have fantastic fanfiction. There's literally no consistency, nor does it for me correlate with how much I like the show that the fandom is centered around. So when I say these things, I'm not saying like, oh, this is a really good show, therefore like the fans just write superior fanfiction, because that's not how it works. It feels so random. Oh my god, Inuyasha, that's another one. Why is every Inuyasha fanfic writer so good? The amount of times that I've read a truly terrible Inuyasha fanfiction are so infinitesimal. Why? Like, it's not about the fandom being so large that there's oversaturation, so it's like, yeah, it's hard to find good fanfic because there's so much of it. It's not about the fandom being so large that, of course, there's a lot of good fanfic. So, and vice versa, obviously, like, the same applies for, like, small fandoms, but in reverse. Nor does it correlate with the quality of the show, so it's what? Arbitrary? If I had to guess something, I think that I would go with what's the average age of the fandom, because obviously the older you are, the more writing experience you have, maybe the quality of your fan fiction gets better. But I feel like a lot of the fandoms that I listed, like Naruto having more mid fanfic, I feel like a lot of the Naruto fan base is older at this point, so I don't even know.
I know how to text and drive. I'm not a fan.
I guess
Oh, fuck, sorry.
Check up that it has 30k words. You're like, ooh, something light. No.
It's been a few months since I started reading again, and this is what I call something light. Books are amazing, but nothing is better than a fanfic.
Walking that bitch get critical, dance moves hitting so hard shit crucial. Walking that bitch get critical, dance moves hitting so hard shit crucial. Walking that bitch get critical, dance moves hitting hard.